What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Exclusive Chats and Studio Tracks. We are picking back up the speed on putting all these interviews out and getting all these new artists out to you guys. So thank you for your support and patience during this time. This is going to be episode 15. 15. And this next month is going to be a year since we actually started doing this new series, Exclusive Chat and Studio Tracks. And today, as always, because everybody that comes here to the podcast is a special guest, today I got a friend that we go back for a little bit now since I actually moved here. One of the first persons that I ever met that was doing it right in the music here in Greenfield in this Monterey County area. A good friend, good talent. I mean, let's give it up for DAKARIBANZ. What's up, my guy?
It's good to see you, Pops. How you doing?
Oh, good, my guy. Oh, good. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. You know, just give all the praises to the Most High God.
Amen. Amen. I feel you, man.
You know.
Happy birthday.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
you.
shit. Yeah, it's his birthday, people. Yo, leave him on the comments. Leave him happy birthday on the comments.
HB day, man. The day I was born. It's a trip, huh?
It is a trip.
You want to know one thing my mom told me this morning? She called me early in the morning. She's like, me and your dad was arguing about when you were born and what time you were born. She said, all I knew is that I was in labor right away. Like, I didn't know I was in labor. Then next thing you know, I was in labor, and then we were being rushed to the hospital. And then when we were rushing to the hospital, you were already trying to come out.
Damn,
she was like, you're already
speeding up.
Exactly. She was like, out of all my kids, you're the one that was already trying to come out the fastest. It was like I was already on the table, and they were rushing to get the nurses because your head was already coming out, and there was no doctors to catch you, and you already were trying to come out.
Man.
And so I just feel like when she told me that, I was always ready to go.
That's a good story, you know, and something that to be getting those kind of stories from your parents and your mom, it's a really important thing because a lot of people don't even remember what happened yesterday,
right?
Let alone an experience like that. So I mean, a good mother will remember. Some one might not, but that's a good thing that you actually get the experience that. And she told you that this morning, man.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man? Blessed?
Yeah, I guess like it's just everything is just happening. You know what I mean? I am blessed to be able to spend time with like my kids. You know, be a father. You know, not a lot of people get that opportunity.
Facts.
And it's it's a big responsibility. You know.
Facts. Oh no, definitely.
You know?
I agree.
And so yeah, man, I feel great. You know what I mean? I don't feel a step short of the beat or anything, you know what I'm saying? For anybody that got to say anything, I ain't gonna, say my age. But, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel good, I'm in a good place right now. Good. I'm about to go see my son in Germany, and it's gonna be my first time.
You ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's gonna be something different, it's new. Definitely. I feel like I'm traveling into the future. Because they're like,
well, you kind of are. Yeah, that's a fact. You kind of are.
Traveling because they're like 8 hours ahead. So I think that's going to be dope.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So, like, man, I mean, let's take it back to the beginning, man. Let's talk about a little bit about your early life and who is DAKARIBANZ, man. Where were you born? Tell us more about yourself.
Well, a lot of people don't know. Because I stay in Greenfield, but I was born in Pasadena, Los Angeles. I was born, I can't remember the name of the hospital right now, but I was born, I don't know, it was Huntington something, Pasadena, whatever, but I don't think the hospital exists anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, I did my younger years in Pasadena, and what brought my family to the 831 was my grandmother. She was sick. Okay. My nanny, rest in peace to my nanny, man. I miss my nanny. But we lived in Seaside for a little bit, and then we did that, and then we wind up finding our home in Greenfield.
Okay.
And then we all lived in Greenfield for a while. And then my grandmother passed away, and yeah, my family's kind of like been right here in this town. But some of my upbringings, and I feel like that kind of like what inspired me to do music was I was always able to play the drums when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
And so I just could hear the music, and I grew up like playing drums in like the church, and I started singing in the choir and stuff.
Okay.
So I kind of always had like the act for like the music, and wanted to have like more like, I don't know, I guess wanted to like drive that like that passion, you know what I mean? Try to learn more, and hopefully be able to grow that desire for music. And so I think, over the years I've kind of like, shifted towards it more and more, just because of like, I don't know, life, would say, life events kind of like happen. I always did music as a kid. Like, we did music for fun growing up. Shout out to Cyrac Osama. I did music with him, and we do music in the neighborhood, just trying to like make raps on like Audacity.
Audacity, man.
Yeah, people don't know about Audacity.
Somebody the other day mentioned that. I was like, what is that, Audacity? I was like, what? I haven't heard that in forever.
Right. Shout out to my man Terry. He was the one that had Logic finally at the time. Yeah, Terry. Then we started recording in Logic. And
That's
then
cool.
After that, then I wind up going like to the studio. And then I think after that, I met you. I think, yeah.
2018, 19, 18? Yeah.
Yeah. After
18,
that, I met
was
you. That was before the hair.
Yeah, before the whole hair, the couple extra pounds, and before the studio moved out here. You actually came here when I first opened the little recording room inside the house.
Yeah.
I had actually just sat and I had just actually moved to this house. And yeah, man.
When you had set it up, I recorded there. I remember.
I got some footage.
That was different.
Of another, way different, huh?
Yeah.
Way different of us working with Ro.
Oh yeah, Ro.
Yeah, brother Ro, shout out to Ro, man. Shout out, man. I actually saw him a couple of years back, a year or two back at Nam in Anaheim. He's sponsored by this drum company from Brazil. Yeah, he's playing drums for that.
Was he
company.
The one when you just went?
I think it was. Was it this one or the one before this one? Either or. And I saw him there, and he was all excited. I was so excited to see him too. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, that was some good times. We actually, that's when I was started kind of like to scratch the surface on kind of meeting people outside, because I would just finish production in Full Sail, and I was just trying to get hungry to meet people and start working new things, and you came around. Then he left because people grow. You went to LA and you did a lot of more things out there. You actually went into acting and some other stuff. Tell me about that.
Right. Well, a lot of people don't know, like, what happened was I went to LA to meet with King Pitt. Shout out to my producer, King Pitt. And so that was my first time meeting him when I went out there. Yeah, in person. That's so cool. I had known him for all of like 2019, and then it was the end of like 2019. Yeah,
because he's from Jacksonville,
Florida.
Yeah.
And so we were going out there to do like an interview with this like radio station, and then we're just gonna do music, shoot some content and stuff like that. And I was there for 2 weeks. He was supposed to be for 2 weeks, and then I would come back. However, I went out there. I was having a good time. I haven't been in LA, I would say, I don't know, since I was like maybe a kid. And I have like, family relatives out there. And I just had a great time. My cousin was out there. And so then I just wind up, I don't know, like wind up getting a job, like cutting hair at the barbershop. And then that's what kind of led me to stay. So it was like, everybody like, oh, you left. But it was like, I was going to come back. But then it was like.
Actually, you used to come back, because I remember your kid was in soccer, and I would see you every so often.
I would come back every now and then to visit every month. I would always come back to see JD. But yeah, that's the reason why I wind up staying, is because I wind up getting a job up there. And when I tried to work in like the 831 at the time,
it was
they
hard.
weren't giving me a job.
Yeah,
Like I don't guess my haircuts weren't at the time weren't as up to par as they should have been to work out here. So like
And
I had to
it's
go
funny
to
because there's
I
not
had
a
to
lot
go
of
out there.
barbers out here in the 831 or barber shops at least that I know of. You know, now they're starting to grow, but back then there weren't a lot. I mean, we don't even still have a barber shop here in town.
Yeah, it's very low key. I
Yeah.
seen there's one, but it's not really like
official.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Trying to be really promoted like that.
Yeah, I get it. But no, I mean, it was a great learning experience too out there in LA
for sure.
So I'm sure that you definitely gained because, like I said, you dived into acting, also. I think a little modeling and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How was that? How did you end up modeling? That when I saw that, I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah. I just kind of like, you know what I mean. Just if you believe it, then you can achieve it. You know what I mean?
I get you.
And so I kind of like, you know, just manifesting always, and you know, modeling has just been something like I like to do. I like fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to go model. I think it was like at the BET, like some BET event or whatever, BET weekend event. And so I got selected. And it was crazy because they weren't selecting everybody. And I'm not going to lie, I would have been hurt if I didn't get selected because I'm always there. Okay. So I was like, they was like, oh, but you got to take off your shirt and like show you, you know, your little muscles and woo woo. I was like, all right, cool. Like, and that's what I did. And then I got selected.
Damn.
And so I was hecka happy, bro. I was lit because it was a lot of people, bro. It was a lot of people that were there to try to get selected and stuff.
No, I mean, I could tell there was a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. It was lit. It was a great show. I had a great time. I definitely want to do some more modeling. I think I did this one shoot for Cookies. It was like the brand and stuff. And
Cookies.
Doing jackets and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool. I did stuff. So yeah, modeling. I'm always into like just fashion. You know what I mean? Some of the new stuff that's coming out, or just even supporting some of like brands that I like. And then you know I'll model with them or try to collab or something.
Tell me more about that personal journey with with you and the arts. Like, what are some of those inspirations that have gotten you this way?
I would just say, I don't know. I just feel like God put it in me, really. You know, I just really like, just kind of like, just the rhythm and just, I don't know, just melodies and just kind of like, I don't know, wanted to just like make a sound that kind of like makes people want to like have, I don't know, feel something. You know what I mean? Kind of like make people now like I don't know, like give them not only like a positive vibe, but also like maybe like a uplifting vibe when they need an uplifting vibe, or they might be going through something in that point and, you know, don't really want to talk about it or something like that. I want my music to kind of like be there and you listen to it, and not necessarily you're even with people while you're listening to his music that you consider like your own. And
what are some of those musical influences that you got? I know there's probably a lot, but pick at least 2.
Okay. Some musical influences for me heavily. I really do like Kanye West.
Kanye, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He was coming up, like he was young. When I was young, like 8 years old, 1996, I think he dropped like, or no, I think it was like 2004 or whatever. I think I was like 6, 7, 8 or whatever when he dropped like the College Dropout or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was a little kid, but my older brother, Shay.
Oh, Shay.
Shay will be the one on Kanye and stuff and putting me on to Kanye West because he was older, you know?
Yeah.
And so I like Kanye. I think like his earlier journeys and story was kind of like something I like really like.
I'm not gonna lie. The early Kanye, I love.
Yeah, I don't really know about the new Kanye. I like the old Kanye.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there after the Kardashian Kanye. I don't know.
Yeah, you got that.
But before that, yeah,
curse, man, it's crazy.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I also like man, I like artists like, you know, Biggie Smalls and stuff.
Now the OGs.
Yeah, I like some of the newer artists too, like Drake. He's hard. You know,
More mainstream than anything.
yeah, I don't really know. Like, you know who is a dope kind of like underground artist that I like too? Russ. Russ is hard.
Oh, Russ. Yeah.
I like Russ.
And you know what's funny? Actually, I wasn't into Russ until recently. And because I listened to his book I listened to his book, his audiobook, and that just lit a fire under my ass. So I was like, man, this shit pumped me up. So I started listening to a little bit more of Russ and stuff, and I was like, oh, you know what? I could actually kind of dig this. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that I would probably listen every day, but I like the theory behind his grind. So it makes me appreciate his music even more. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, definitely Russ is somebody that and doing it completely independent, which is kind of mind blowing at this point, which, well, it is and it isn't, because I was actually listening to a little video that Lizzo did this morning about how music is changing to benefit the independent artists in a certain way, because the fans are asking for more of the artists, but they're also asking to be a personalized experience instead of an open broad experience, which is kind of like what mainstream music does. You know what I'm saying? They play it behind you don't even know who's playing. The fans want the total opposite of that. They want to recognize you are the one that's there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I feel like they're trying to be more involved more than ever, and like want to be even more behind the scenes than ever when it comes to like their favorite artists. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, man. So tell me, what you got? Any current projects going on?
I just recently dropped my song "Don't Talk to Me." I'm working on another song called Save Me, and I'm working on another song, I Can't. And so, yeah, I'm just working on music right now. I got those two songs, kind of like, you know, just kind of little different vibes or just different moods and stuff like that.
We're working on something. Was that I Can't?
Yeah, I Can't. Yeah, I Can't.
So, yeah, we're working on that, which we're probably going to we're going to do part of this series as well. We'll tackle that through. And it's now basically on the editing and on to the mixing stage. So hopefully that's going to be out pretty soon here, maybe in the next couple of weeks. So.
Right. That's different. I really like the vibe on that and where we went on it.
How do you feel about that? Because I know at first you probably wasn't kind of like feeling it. Because when you sent me the beat, I was like, okay, I can remake this, but I think I can remake it in a more hyphy way that it's gonna be a little bit more kind of like pumped up.
Well, my honest opinion about it, when I sent it to you, I just said I'm gonna trust the process, and so I was like, you know, whatever comes from it is gonna come from it, and you know, I know Manny is, you know, musically inclined and like theory, like I know he knows, like he knows. So he's gonna have to come up. We're gonna have to come up with something that's gonna be good. You know what I mean?
We ended up rewriting pretty much the whole thing,
right? Yeah, and I just was like, all right, come on, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like, let's just catch the vibe, and then let's just see what happens. And honestly, I like it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's kind of like different. You know what I mean? In the sense where like the beats. The type of music I do, but I just dropped a like kind of like Afrobeat type song, like reggaeton, whatever you kind of like call it, with "Don't Talk to Me," and so I think like, you know,
which came out really good, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I
"Don't Talk
that.
to Me." That's probably one of my favorite songs that you've done, and I like the engineering on it, and I like the beat. The
Shout out
only,
King Pitt,
you
produced
know,
by
King Pitt did a
yeah.
really good job on that,
Yeah.
honestly. And like I, you know, I'm bluntly honest, bro. You know how it is. I gotta tell you how it is. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But this beat, I really enjoyed it. Intro was a little long, but
Yeah.
other than that, it was perfect. The message, I think, "Don't Talk to Me," it kind of like did it. I still got the little melody in my mind every time I say "Don't Talk to Me." So I'm sure that people whoever's listened to it kind of got that same vibe from it, you know?
Right. You know, a lot of people have like mixed feelings about it, and I love it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, don't talk to me.
I mean,
I don't really care. You know, everybody's gonna take it out. They're gonna take
if you keep on like actually, our bro Jay was telling you earlier, our men are progressive signs, right?
Right.
We progress, and music is the same way. It if you're not growing with your music, then what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? You can't be talking about roses are red, violets are blue from kindergarten to high school.
Right.
You have to kind of like, okay, roses are blue, but what about blacks?
Right.
Or whatever. You know,
you gotta like sprinkle it all in and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, make it change. How is that creative process for you?
To make music for me, it just kind of like, honestly, like I know people that probably like write songs every day. I gotta write, and sometimes I do write down a lot of ideas. Not every other day type deal. I might record stuff. I have a lot of music that I probably won't drop or whatever. You know, just recording. You know, just. But then there's times where I really might find a beat, and this beat might really inspire me. And when those songs, I find those type of beats, then that's when I really try to write to finish something and write for accuracy and try to like, you know what I mean? Like go back and then, listen to it and then see if I want to correct something and even with the beat, like how lately I've been doing it, like I might start building the beat. And then if I like that beat and I might want to take it serious, then I'll like start like thinking of like, lyrics and stuff, and then I'll start actually trying to build the beat more seriously and like not try to mess up on anything.
Do you do more storytelling or you just go with vibes?
I think I do both. You know what I mean? I think I'm a versatile artist. I do a lot of vibes, and then I do also storytelling because it's like my life and situational things that I'm kind of like most likely talking about and stuff, or like even like speaking. I might speak about like futuristic stuff that I'm like for so like calling into existence or something or whatever. You know what I mean? But most of my music is probably kind of like life updates on like kind of like how I'm really going through emotional things or like people around me or like just kind of like, I don't know, the mood,
Yeah, I get you.
the vibe and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But kind of trying to like encourage people as well, like with like, me having like young sons and stuff, like I want to like have records that like, do motivate people and stuff and kind of like, encourage people to want to be better and go after their goals. Because anything is possible to those who believe,
Oh, definitely. No, I agree. What is something that you would tell your younger self? Like, well, it's your birthday today. We're not gonna disclose the age, but what would you tell your 10-year-old DAKARIBANZ?
Dang, that's crazy. I never would have thought about it. I would have told them just work hard, stay focused, don't mess with girls and stuff. Like hold off on that because like that'll get you in trouble. And yeah, just kind of like just stay focused, don't give up, don't quit, don't stop like believing in yourself.
Okay.
And everything's gonna work out.
That's good. I could dig that. I dig that. Yo, so there's this question that I ask everybody that comes around. I'm sure you probably watched the some of my episodes. And I ask this because it's kind of like stigmatized in the industry, but it's also stigmatized between men. How is your mental health?
Man, a lot of people have asked me that recently. Dude, I feel like I'm okay.
Okay.
I do feel like I'm just grinding. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like I'm trying to find new ways on how to do things. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to learn how to do this. I'm spending a lot of time. I would say at this point in time in my life, I'm doing what I want to do. And that's like my music, and I want to go to the studio more. But and that's gonna happen. I know it's gonna continue to happen. But it's like, right now I feel like I'm really pushing for what I want to do with myself, and I'm getting better within doing it, and I'm learning things within doing it for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the beauty within the journey, because if I wouldn't get up and do it for myself, and then I wouldn't be learning new skills, learning new things, and then the ideas will not be flowing and stuff like that, and then I would, then it's like, I won't be able to talk to you about certain things, you know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to further my creative process, and learning how to create better, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's kind of been something that I've been on lately. Like, I've been reading, you know what I mean, about hip hop, and like, really where it really generated and where it came from. I didn't understand really. I kind of did that, it came from New York. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like understanding hip hop and understanding, music, and knowing about its origin and who it had come from and where to start with, and it's like going to be like key within, like, if you want to change it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Understanding the roots. That's why that's why I have an issue with people trying to erase history. Because history teaches us how to make it better.
Right.
You can't erase history. You know what I'm saying? So if you know history, you can actually try to prevent it. You know what I'm saying? Not repeat what wasn't working then. You know what I'm saying? Only keep what was working and evolve into new things. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop was one of those things that evolved from necessity.
Yeah.
It came out.
It started with really freestyle rap. It wasn't. There were no recordings.
And even before then, you know, it started with people experimenting.
Right. Beating on drums.
Beating when the hip hop grew was in the 70s. There was a massive power outage in New York that left the entire island and portions of New York with no power at all. And there was like riots, people stealing record players and records and boombox and everything. And that's when Grandmaster Flash and all these people came about, Run DMC, and they started doing all these block parties and alleyway parties and stuff like that, experimenting with scratching and using old what's it called, James Brown's LP or vinyls to scratch what they call the beatdown. Is it the beatdown? The beat break, the breakdown, whichever is it, the break thing, the breakdown. So that old sound that comes from a song from James Brown's album, and they kept on looping it,
and they used to rap on that part,
and they used to rap on it. That's how the modern hip hop came about. You know, and it just came out of necessity from obviously it was from a tragic moment, right? Which was, a lot of people know, it was in the middle of the summer, it was 100 degrees, and I know this because my brothers grew up in New York, and during that time there were kids, and they remember and they was telling me this is how it happened. And then I watched this series, The Breakdown, with it's on Netflix. It's the season 1 was good. The season 2 was total garbage, but it came from fighting and uniting. Right? There was the blacks, there was the Jamaicans, there was the Puerto Ricans. That's how hip hop came about.
Yeah.
All the then
Those
3
brown folk.
brown folks brought
Mhm.
black and brown, bro. And
Right.
what happened? The Jamaican brought the raga
Mhm.
and the reggae into the mix. So they
Mhm.
brought some Caribbean.
Mhm.
We brought the salsa and the tumbador and the more Latino flavor to the hip hop.
Mhm.
And then we jumped on top of funk, which
Yeah.
was the that was funk. It wasn't even hip hop. And they started rapping, telling stories, telling about what was happening,
Yeah.
dissing people
Improving.
and stuff. And that's how it was
Mhm.
born, bro. And then onto all the way now. You know what I'm saying? That's some cool. It's good to understand that part, because if you definitely want to make a difference, that's where
Mhm.
you start.
Yeah, you got to start
Yeah.
kind of like at the root, and then learn from like the people that came before us, and then kind of like make the changes.
I dig that, bro. I honestly dig that, and I actually admire that you're looking to better yourself and musically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And learn new things, because that's the only thing that I tell people. Like my only goal is life is to learn something new every day.
Yeah. Try to learn something new.
If
every
we're
day.
not learning every day,
Then what are we doing?
that's facts. What are we doing, people? What are we doing? But I'm glad that your mental health is getting busy.
Yeah. It's getting
Right.
busy. I'm not in I'm not in a bad place, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say I'm working to continue to stay in a better place.
Facts.
You know what I
Zen. It's
mean?
called Zen.
Yeah,
When we feel Zen and we feel good and we continue to get better and better, that's where we at.
right.
We're in Zen.
Definitely. I'm grinding hard. I'm gonna get to where I want to be. I know I am.
That's cool, bro.
I know that I just can't be stopped as long as I could just continue to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Because the only thing that's gonna stop me is like myself.
Facts.
So,
Facts. Oh no, facts.
You're only gonna stop yourself.
That's true.
all-
That's true, man.
That's
That's
what's
true.
gonna happen. No one else is gonna stop you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make the right decisions, or you're not gonna want to go do it, or whatever voices in your head are gonna tell you you can, or
No.
and that's what a lot of people gotta know, that they are overcomers if they believe that
Mhm.
they can be an overcomer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a real
Facts.
big deal.
Bro, tell me, what are some look aheads that you got?
Man, I'm just looking to drop this new music, but I got songs that I just gotta finish getting mixed and mastered. Honestly, I'm thinking about doing some new things for my music too. You know what I mean? Thinking about changing up the way I release music. And I've been thinking about doing some things like that, but I don't want to say too much right now because I'm still in the works. And
A lot of artists are reconsidering how they publish music because of the same situation, or how the fans want a more direct consuming of the music,
right, exactly. So I just been doing different things. My mentors have been talking to me and been on my behind about doing certain things, and I think I think I should start listening. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to put it together, man, and just thank God for giving me the patience and the grace and the ability to just like listen and work with others and stuff like that, and
Right.
just try to continue to keep growing, because originally I love to do music, bro. Like, I love it. I love to make music. Like, I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try to rap on this beat. You know what I mean? I love to make music and creating music and just wanting to be able to just kind of like tell my story on it. You know what I mean? Show my ability and my penmanship. You know what I'm saying? And my craftsmanship on how I could just kind of like story tell and even kind of like my like ability to kind of like produce, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm starting to get into like producing,
Right.
and rapping over some of my beats and stuff like that. And before I would do loops, but now I'm getting into like producing like the whole thing and stuff like that, and
Right.
working on my own. So I'm just trying to continue to keep getting better and just keep learning.
Good.
You know what I mean? To keep elevating, for the future,
Dope,
for my
bro.
future self.
Dope, man. Well, we're getting to the end of this, man. Give all your shout outs, bro. And where they can find your music and your social medias and everything.
Yo, it's your boy Dakari, man. Y'all can look me up on all platforms right now. I'm on Instagram at DAKARIBANZ. Shout out to my producer, King Pitt, man. Big shout out to my boy. Shout out to my cousin Marcel, man. One of the men that helped me with my video work. Shout out to the homies SB and the whole Topside Trap community, man. Got love for y'all. Shout out to Pristine Music, man. Shout out to Ecast Music, man. I got love for all of you guys, and keep streaming the music. Keep doing the right thing, man, and keep believing in yourself, because as long as you believe in yourself, then you're going to continue to go up.
Amen. Facts. And people, well, if you made it this far, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and like this and share it, because that's the only way that we're going to get this content out to you. So let's keep doing that. And yo, if you got any suggestions for other artists as well, put them in the comments. Show your love. It was my boy's birthday today, man. Yeah, so facts. Leave some love out there in the comments, and we will catch you on the flip side.
See you on the next one.